challenge do you have? Are they technical challenges? You're asking yourself, what is a technical challenge? A technical challenge is one that can in fact be answered if you only had the right person. Maybe you're the right person. Maybe you're not. Find that person and solve the challenge. Usually, the people who created the problem are not the people who can solve it. So you find, because you're a great leader, somebody else, and that person will solve the challenge. Everybody will go back to work, and we're done. Maybe the 3 challenges you're thinking of are technical, and maybe they're not. What about adaptive? Are they adaptive challenges? If your challenge is 100% technical, this is a good time to go get a coffee. If your challenge is over 70% adaptive, centered leadership is going to help you. If you're in the middle range, some adaptive, some technical, you're going to need both. And that's what we're here for. We are here to solve challenges that don't have answers in a world that is moving quickly and is uncertain and unpredictable. How do you become a centered leader? It starts with thinking of yourself as an iceberg. You know how cold the room is? Everybody around you is an iceberg. That is why it is so chilly in here right now. It starts with what you see. Your behaviors, what you say, what you do, what you look like. People are judging you all the time. You are more conscious of what all of that is. And then if you go below the waterline, what are you thinking and feeling, but not telling anyone? And then if you go below that, deep into the water, what do you believe truly to be true? What are your mindsets that are driving your behavior? And if you go all the way down, what is it that you truly need to have happen? Once you become self-aware, you can make a choice. So centered leadership starts with becoming self-aware and then being able to access that entire iceberg. There are 5 parts to centered leadership. It sounds like a lot, but it actually is a little. Meaning, we'll talk about strengths. Framing, we'll talk about being a choice. Connecting, we'll talk about trust. Engaging, we will bring hope and fear together to create energy for action, and we'll talk about recovery, because everybody in this room needs, and everybody not in this room who's listening, needs to be smarter about energy. Meaning, think about your year. It may help to close your eyes. You see me doing it up here, so you can do it too. Take a deep breath in and an even deeper breath out. And as you breathe, think about your year and find a high point over that year, a moment where you were filled with energy. You were really hitting it out of the ballpark, as we say in America. You were amazing. You had a tremendous amount of positive energy, and something about that experience made you feel really good about yourself. Go there now and ask yourself, what in that moment do you value most about yourself? That is your top strength. Strengths are not skills. You can learn skill, and they can take away your energy. So maybe you're really good at mathematics, but you hate it. Or maybe you're a fabulous salesperson, but you prefer to be alone. What fills you with energy, and what do you value most about yourself? That is your strength. The lowest point at work where you were not at your best. What was going on for you? In your body, what did you feel? What emotional feelings did you have? And in your mind, what were you thinking but not telling anybody? Just go there now. I promise you, 2 minutes only to be uncomfortable. Relive that awful experience for me. Will you do that for me? Just go there now. What were you feeling physically, emotionally, and what were you thinking? These are your clues. You might see your symptom up on the screen. Perhaps you started to sweat and get hot and turn red. And maybe you wanted to punch that guy because he deserved it. Or maybe you felt sick in your stomach and you thought, I'm going to throw up if I don't get out of here. Or maybe you wanted to cry. Or maybe you felt nothing, literally draining into the floor. Nothing at all. Whatever you felt, that is your red flag. If you can connect with your body feeling, your body knows what's going on before you do. If you're very good at understanding your emotion, that will help you too. What is a pause? A pause is the ability physically to get out of where you are, to step back and breathe. It kind of goes like this. You're in the meeting, it's happening, and you just can close your eyes, right? We all do that. And take a deep breath. When you look back up, that person you wanted to offend, you no longer want to offend. If you're afraid to close your eyes, I don't blame you. Feel your feet on the ground, feel your butt in your seat, and realize I am safe. This is just an argument. Count to 10 if that doesn't work for you. One executive said she pushes her chair away from the table. Drink a little bit of water. Changing your physical state helps you change your emotional state on purpose. Leaders connect. The best leaders, think about it. Think about a leader you know. They're smart, right? They have a big goal. They make a plan. They make decisions. They measure what happens. They reward people. They pick the right people. They reward them. That's what leaders do. Anybody can do that. Everybody can do that. That's just the ante for being a leader. Really great leaders touch people. And the way you touch people is to stand in their shoes. The work of a leader is to listen. To listen not just to be able to force people to do what you know is right for the company. The work of a leader is to listen not just to understand the facts and fill in what you don't know. That's listening. That's not extreme listening. Extreme listening is when you go all the way down to truly stand where that person is and know where he or she is coming from. Great leaders use extreme listening. Now, great leaders also build trust. Many women, and women in this room, and some men are so self-critical strive for perfection to such a degree that they cannot accept themselves. If that is you, you will not be able to accept anybody else at work until you start with yourself. And I mean this. If that is you, man or woman, every day you must work on appreciating just one thing, one new thing about yourself that you did that day. And you will learn to accept that we are human. We are all filled with flaws, including you. And once you do that, you can see more in the people around you and help them give more to the organization. You need all four things to establish trust. And most of us start with, I don't trust that person, instead of, how do I get that person to trust me more? And that's what I'd love you to think about. How do I inspire others to trust me more? Your physical energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy, your connection with others, and your spiritual. Even if you are not a religious person, you may have spiritual energy. It could be your mindfulness practice. It could be listening to beauty, music, art. It could be walking outside in nature. These are all sources of spiritual energy. It's a good thing. So score yourself low to high. We all want to achieve. There is nobody in this room that doesn't want to be in high performance all the time, right? We wake up in high performance. I'm going to do great at work today. It's going to be a fantastic day. We're going to make the decision. We're going to get shit done. And then we go to work. And what do we see? People who don't do what we say. People who make mistakes. People who tell us we can't go do that decision. Customers who won't buy our stuff. Suppliers who won't deliver our stuff. Problem, problem, problem. And pretty soon, we're like this, high negative. Darn it, I wish things would have gone better today. I'm so angry. I'm going to meet my deadline. I'm going to get that client to buy that stuff. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to fire everybody in this place. Oh, I'm not allowed to do that. Okay, I'll just get angry at them and blow up. Okay, now I'm in high negative, and that is really, really tiring. So pretty soon, if you do that day after day, week after week, what happens? There comes a day, you're like this. I don't think I'll go to work today. I don't really care. If you truly want to be productive, you will take recovery for 10 minutes at a time. You don't have to be there for the half a day. Bye, guys. I need to be in recovery. Joanna said, I'm going to the movies. I'll see you all this afternoon. What do you do? What do you do? You create a ritual that you will do for 10 minutes at work, legally. Maybe you'll walk outside. Maybe you'll look out the window. Maybe you'll talk to somebody in your life who's interesting to you, either because that person has great ideas or that person is someone you love. Maybe you'll just look on the internet and learn something new. Whatever it is you choose, be specific. This is what I will do. Now something is going to get in your way. Work, boss, deadline. Figure that out. What's going to get in your way? And how will you get around it? In summary, work is about challenge. Work is about a lot of challenge. And the good news is, if you like challenge, you're going to see a new challenge pretty much every week. So they're going to be too many to even number. These challenges come from my new book. If you're a millennial under the age of 40, these are the challenges that you are facing. If you're a senior executive who has lots of millennials in your organization, this is what they are struggling with. My favorite, all the office villains who flourish in your company, because every single company has them. You need to get through those challenges to grow, to achieve, to make a difference. How are you going to do it? So everybody, as we draw to a close, ask yourself, what mindset do I choose? You can go in through any of the 5 doors of centered leadership: meaning, strengths, framing, shifting, connecting, trust, or listening, engaging, looking at the upside first, or energizing, practice and recovery. What is the mindset you choose about yourself that you will shift? It is your choice. It is not happening to you. And what can you do differently at work to fulfill that challenge that you started with in the beginning? Because it all comes down to mindset. Unless you are a robot, and I don't think you are, you have that iceberg under the waterline, and that is where your mindset lives, and it drives everything you do. So here's what you can do. I give you a challenge. Use something that you learned here. Start with strengths. Set a daily intention. Pause when you're upset and ask yourself a question. Listen in total silence without any vocalization. Think about how you can inspire somebody to trust you more. Start with the upside. Do the pre-mortem worst nightmare. Maybe take recovery. Have fun with it. Do something. And without judgment, notice what's happening to you. Notice the experience that you are having. Observe it. How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your emotion? What are you thinking about that you're not telling people? And share your experience.